something completely different.
Oh, yes, yes. Let me tell you about that. I went back out to the San Fernando Valley and ran into an old friend of mine. He says, you need a job? I said, yeah. He says, I got one for you in the chicken business. Well, I said, okay, what the hell? So he said, well, open a retail store. We'll get us a slaughterhouse. We'll kill them and sell them. I said, all right, we're going to make some money. He said, yeah, we'll make pretty good dough. So we started that, selling them, killing them, selling them, killing them. You get chicken poop and blood all over you. No makeup, no grease paint, nothing, just chicken poop all over you. Finally, I got pooped out.
Now, when you decided that you were done with rubber chickens and all that part, you were going to get back into acting. What did you do?
Well, I got to thinking how I'd left in the first place. So I called little Henry. I says, hello, Henry. He said, who is this? I said, Don Collier. Hey, Don, how are you? And I didn't quite know how to approach this, but so I thought, well, I'll just jump in there. I says, I want to get back to the picture business. And he goes, okay, we'll see about that. And I said, no, on my terms, Henry, please. He says, all right. He's okay. He says, I'll help you. So he did. He made arrangements for me to go to the Estelle Harmon workshop in Hollywood.
Now, Estelle Harmon was extremely well known.
Oh, yeah. She had the best drama school in Hollywood at the time. A lot of guys went there. Ron Ely was Tarzan. Clint Walker was there.
And you met somebody important who was going to be important in your life there, too.
Who?
Didn't you meet Bobby there?
Who?
Did Bobby work there?
Bobby Hoy was there, of course. Yeah, my old pal Bobby. Yes, thanks, dear. Yeah, Bobby Hoy was there. It was 1956, and we remained real close friends up until Bobby died 4 years ago. Bobby was there. He was in the advanced class. I have no idea why. He should have been in the intermediate class with me.
So I want to,
Yeah.
We have some actors here who obviously know what you're talking about when you say you were in a workshop.
Oh, yeah.
But most of us don't. So I've heard the term workshop a lot, but what exactly is it that happens when you are at these? I know it's a big part of an actor's career and training. What is it you do?
Well, we did a lot of scenes take scenes from major motion pictures or stage plays, and we would do exercises. And they would be something like, well, I suppose you can help me with this, can't you?
I hope.
You
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
All right, well, you tell me. I think it's written right here.
Oh,
You tell me
right.
what to do. Okay, all right. Now I'm ready. And you be Estelle Harmon. Now we'd get up, these are called lose your inhibition exercises. If you've ever been worried about standing in front of people like I'm doing right now, making a damn fool out of myself, this is what you do to help your inhibitions disappear.
So Estelle would say, like, be a bird.
And you would do things like that. What else would you do? Well, like the hell.
Be a mouse.
Oh, you just made that up.
Yeah, I did.
Squeak, 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 squeak. God almighty. Jesus, go ahead. Another one.
I really am making this part up.
God. Got any more?
Somebody give me an idea. Be a horse.
A horse? Oh my God. I don't know.
All right, a frog.
Croak, 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 croak. A what? Oh,
right.
Yeah, that's it. You got one more? Is that all? Oh, no way, gorilla. Jesus.
All right, so you want to do your gorilla?
My what?
Your gorilla. You've practiced your gorilla.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a gorilla. Jesus.
So after you were a lion and a mouse and a horse and a frog and a gorilla at First L, you started getting a few parts.
Started getting a few parts, and let me catch my breath. I'm an old man now. I need to breathe. I started getting a few parts, like Perry Mason, Death Valley Days, Craft Theater, things like that.
And then your life changed at that point. And
sure did.
we're gonna look at a video that illustrates that.
What's that you signing, Maury?
A receipt.
Well,
I don't know.
that's quite a receipt. I'd like to read that.
Say, Mr. Kincaid, you want we should show him the way out?
Of course not. It's a legal document. The marshal's privileged.
You draw this up, Kincaid?
I did the best I could.
See at the top there, Will, it says Farmers Cooperative and Land Association.
Yeah, I see what it says at the top, Slim. You're all aware this makes Mr. Kincaid sole proprietor and executive for this association.
The court is now in session. Take your hats off. Mano Valdez,
Semi-coronel.
son of Miguel Valdez?
Semi-coronel.
This I know. Your father. He once rode with Quitino, until Quitino killed him.
How do you say, with your permission?
Your father
Consul permiso.
learned these hiding places of the mountains?
Semi-coronel.
You pay attention. Well, I do as well as I know how. Oh, consul permiso. One of two things is going to happen here this morning. Either you turn around and go back, or somebody's going to be hurt.
Might as well be us starts the shooting. Give us the advantage.
One more thing, Ruth. If you go ahead and make a fight out of this, it'll be more than just us two you're against.
Major, that wound needs tending.
Will, say you forgive me.
I'm not God. I'm Will Foreman, an instrument of the law. Forgive. I can't set myself that high, Major. I can only try to do the right and remember who taught me.
Is that it? All right.
So, Outlaws. Outlaws was a big change for you.
Changed my life, yeah. I got a call from my agent, and he said, go over to Paramount Studios. You had an interview with Doug Hayes. He's casting a thing called The Egyptian. And I thought, The Egyptian? Look at me. I don't look at anything. What am I going to do about that? I want the job. I'm going to go to the interview. I'm going to see if they'll hire me for The Egyptian. So I figured, well, I'll go into this shop. I'll see what I can buy me, some kind of a prop, help me out. So I come up with this. I come up with this booger, and I thought, well, if I put this on, it might help me. It might help me. Might help me be an Egyptian. So I don't, why are you laughing? Jesus, that's kind of disturbing. I thought I looked like an Egyptian guy. So I thought, well, I'll go over there and I'll dazzle them somehow and say, where are the pyramids? Huh? Where are the camels? Where's all the sand dunes? And above all, where's Cleopatra? Yeah. Well, I went over there. I didn't take this with me. I thought, well, I don't want to look that bad. And I walk into Mr. Hayes' office. Hello, Mr. Hayes, I'm here for the interview on the Egyptian. He said, the Egyptian? He said, what the hell are you doing here? I said, well, I'm here for the interview. He says, get out of my office. He says, wait a minute. He says, you don't look like an Egyptian. He says, you look like a cowboy. And he says, well, I said, well, what do you think? He says, well, look, he says, I got a script I'm going to direct over to MGM called The Outlaws. He said, you go over there and you interview for that. You read for those boys and see what they say. So I went over there and I read for them for a couple of hours. And they said, can you come back tomorrow? I said, yeah, sure I can. So I came back the next day and I read with the guys who were interviewing for the deputy. And they said, okay. I said, go down and get wardrobe. I said, hey. So I went down and got wardrobe. And the wardrobe guy says, here's your hat. And I put on that cowboy hat and looked at myself in the mirror. Man, I was home. Yeah, cowboy. Boy, I love that. And I said, well, have I got that job? The wardrobe guy said, yeah, that's why you're down here. And, wow, I got a job. I got the lead in the series. And
You met somebody important on that show, too.
oh, yeah, in that office was that I read with. Kent McRae was there, my old pal Kent. You guys have seen him down here and all these things. I've known Kent for 53 years now, long time. And I got that job. And where am I?
We're just about ready for a short break.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got a good story I want to tell before this break. Can I tell it?
It's kind of your show.
Huh?
It's kind of your show. You can tell the story.
Yeah, I think it's apropos for this break. We'd been in Mexico about 3 or 4 times on shows and met an old rancher down there named Mac Howard. Mac was an old cowboy out of Texas, and I think he went over to Mexico during the war and he knew cattle. And he started raising cattle, made a lot of money. And he started hanging around the Mexico courts where our company was put up. And he'd come in at night, and we'd all be in there drinking. He'd drink with us. And he'd come in this one night, and he says, listen, Don, he says, I'd love to take you up to show him a ranch up in the mountains up there. Had an airplane. He'd fly up there. It took about a half hour. He had about, I think, 25,000 acres up there, cattle all over the place. So I said, yeah, Mac, I'd love to go up there and see it. He said, I'll come over Friday and talk to you and see if you're ready. So he went. Came over the next night. I wasn't feeling too good. In Mexico, you know how you get sometimes down there. My old stomach's starting to rattle around a little bit. But Mac's there, and he says, you ready for tomorrow? And I said, yeah, I'll go tomorrow. He says, I'll come in after work Saturday afternoon, pick you up. We drive out, get in the plane, away we go. And I said, okay, Mac. Yeah, feeling a little rumble in my stomach. Went to bed that night, got up the next day, went to work, feeling worse. Old stomach just rattling around there. And got off work, come back in, went in the bar and having a little stomach settler downer. And Mac comes in, he says, you ready? And I said, I wasn't really, but I didn't want to disappoint old Mac. He wanted all this trouble. So I said, okay. We go. Shut one down. We go out and we fly up there. We get up there way back in the mountains. He's got a lady that takes care of his house up there, and she put on a great big pot of beans and one of those big old clay crocks, you know, just onions in there, bacon in there. And he says, we're going to have beans for dinner. Oh, gee, that's okay, Mac. Boy, I was in bad shape. And he brings out a bottle of Jack Daniels. My eyes lit up a little bit. I know that's going to help a little. He sets that down on the table. So we eat those beans, and they were good. Boy, they were tasty. Even though I felt bad, I kept eating them. Drinking that Jack and everything. Went to bed that night. I woke up about 5 in the morning. I was in bad shape. That old stomach was rolling around, and I thought, well, maybe I better not go. I can't do that. Old Mac's gone to all this trouble, and I don't want to look like a wimp. You know, he thinks I'm a big, tough cowboy. I better show him I am. So I walk out there. He's having coffee. Is he ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready, Mac. Okay, let's go. We walked outside, and his boys got a couple of horses saddled up, ready to go. So we mount up, and man, I'll tell you, swinging that old leg over that horse, a little tough. So I swung in there, and I said, how long are we going to ride, Mac? He said, oh, about an hour and a half, maybe, something like that. Oh, boy. I said, okay, let's go. So we started out. We're riding out there, and I start looking around for a gully, a tree, you know, and nothing out there. It's old flat ground. It's good grass for the cattle. There's those, what are those cactus they make tequila with? Maguey, well, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. They cut all the things that take the heart. Anyway, they're out there. Some of those boys are out there. I can't let them see me doing what I need to do. I'd look like a sissy or something. We're about there, Mac. And we said, how about another half hour? Oh, geez, I don't know if I can. We ride a little bit farther. And old Mac stops. He says, wow. He says, look at that. That's really pretty. I said, what? He said, well, ride up a little closer. And I rode a little I couldn't quite see, so I raised up the stirrups. Oh, like that. Wham. She cut loose on me. And I'm kind of standing up like this, and I'm looking over at old Mac there, and you know, I hope to God he didn't see me. He's still looking down there, and he said, isn't that pretty? I said, oh man, that's a sight I can't believe, Mac. And I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to do? We got another 20 minutes to get down there. I got two choices. I can either sit down and ride, or I can get off and walk. But my boots are about half full. So I said, okay, we better go back. And I sat on down like that. Oh, I took my old horse and we went on down to the house. And we got down to the house, and I got as close as I could. Got off the horse, and I've made some tough walks in my life. But that was the toughest walk I ever made. I couldn't let them guys know what had happened. You know, looked like a sissy or something, I don't know. I got in the house, got myself all cleaned up, emptied those boots out, Jesus. And I walked back outside. I just got outside the door, and I could hear laughing coming from the barn. So I walked over there, I looked in, and old Mac just doubled over laughing, and these boys are laughing. And he sees me, and he points, and he says, Collier, you're one tough cowboy. He knew what the hell happened. That son of a bitch, I could have killed him. I could have choked him by the neck, you know.
Well, with that, we're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break.
Better make it 10.
Make it 10?
Yeah, better make it 10. I could rumble in the old stomach.
You're not going for a ride, are you?
No.
No rides. No rides. All right, 10-minute break, and then we'll be right back. Thank you all very much.
All right, don't leave. Don't go home.